Hi guys, welcome to Coach's View. My name is Coach Technique, and on today's episode, I really want to talk about football coaching. The reason why I started this whole channel in the beginning is because I thought that there was so many amazing fan channels and good football channels made by mostly attacking players, and then like those really amazing shows made by football journalists and stuff like this, and not really a lot of shows that were made by a football coach. I'm not a high-level football coach at the moment. I have just done my level 1 and I'm doing my level 2, and I'm coaching a non-league team in a non-league team, but in the youth level. So I'm doing 18s and under 12s and stuff like this. I'm doing the 18s B team, so they're not even the 18s first team. But there you go. To get in, you've got to grind and you got to work hard. And I've been watching a lot of things. I've been studying, trying to be a sponge, and I've been obviously have my own beliefs from my playing days. And my type of style of player that I was I love skills. I love to try to be creative. In fact, for a long time when I was young, I would never do anything normal on the pitch. I would try outside foot crosses, nutmegging people left, right, and center. The tech stuff that you really, really enjoy watching when you watch other YouTube videos. I love that. But the problem is, right, it is like, in my opinion, this is a thing. And I know you see it on TV, but when you live it, it's not like I'm Messi or I'm Hazard. Not that they should be put in the same world and anything, and I shouldn't be nowhere near Hazard. But as a creative player, when I was younger, I felt it. Coaches normally like to coach, right? And if you have something creative, doesn't mean they have a mind of their own. I'm not sure about every single situation. I'm just talking to you about my situations and my beliefs. Now, here's the thing, right? You've got to play a style, okay, that keeps you your job and make sure that you come out looking good and you can justify what you did. And if you have players running around doing whatever they want to do, and that could possibly cost you the game, lots of coaches can't handle that. In fact, I was in a coaching course, the level 2, and there was a few really talented coaches out there, but they are coaching for their lives. I mean, so you have coaches who do not want to let their players do anything too flamboyant. They like, here's the thing, right? If you look at the league table, and there's like mostly 20 teams, sometimes there's 12 and 10. If you play average, okay, you're gonna not, like, if your team's okay, like compared to the other teams in the league, right? Even if they're like contention to be relegated or something like this, if you basically play basic normal football, which is normal, it means you're not doing anything too crazy, you're defending, you're slightly on the defensive side, you do take a little bit of risk, but you don't take don't everybody kind of works themselves. That kind of teamwork game, but you don't put too much emphasis on attack, right? Then honestly, if you set a scenario up where you're training for those situations, your team's not really going to be in too much trouble in the league. I mean, you can always argue, oh, the top team are amazing, they beat everybody anyway, right? And then you can always argue, but honestly, if you set it up, you can avoid relegation, you can avoid finishing too low in the league, and then you could justify that it looks all rosy, okay? But for me, that's not why I got into football. That's not why I got into football. And not to say that the way they think is wrong, like, well, kind of saying that, right? Short term, I don't think it is, because if I came into a team tomorrow, okay, and you got to understand, you can't play like Barcelona straight away. well, for a long time. A lot of teams been around for many years and they don't play anywhere near Barcelona. But it's easier to set up to not lose many matches than to go out and kill every team 4-0. That's the 100% truth, right? And so there are, like I said, I didn't get into football just to be an average manager. Like, I am grinding now. Like, it's okay. Like, for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I don't mind grinding it out, doing whatever I have to do, having to referee some games if there's no referees, and having to assist coaches and, throw balls and be the assistant to coach if it's a good team. Like right now, I'm doing many different teams in the same club, and I'm very happy to do it because I'm learning my trade. But my belief is, it's in the long run game, it's definitely better to try to make players better in the attacking sense and promote creativity. And people say it's hard. Like, the FA's got this whole thing of the future player, and I think it's maybe like there's different kind of thoughts on how to do it. And if you're not, like, you can just say that not everyone's, well, I would say lots of people are creative, just in different kind of ways, and a structured way to defend and to play a team is easier to do than to try to create Messis and Xavis and all these kind of players. But if you're like me, when I'm seeing that if a player just beats that guy, I see the gap behind them. If like the thing now where the attackers, they will press you, right? Like, a lot of people think that's a bad thing. Like, no, well, that's a great thing, but how do you stop? How do you beat that if they're good? And Man City do it, and obviously I'm not playing Man City, but there are ways, if the team that you're playing is not like a super great team, that it goes for you, that they come forward. Obviously, the higher up they are the pitch, the further they are away from the goal. So if you can get the ball near the goal, then you're going to be, and they want to win it higher up the pitch. But, that means, like I said, they're further in goal. So there's ways, and you can train the ways. One way is, we won't go into strategy at the moment, but what I'm explaining to you is this. A lot of training sessions that I've seen is a lot of 1-touch and 2-touch. And my point is this, that kind of football is very, very important. I'm not saying that it's not important, but when you play, like for me, like I said, I want to be one of the top managers in 10, 15, God knows how long, but I'm working towards that. Like right now, I'm nobody, right? That's great. I have to work towards trying to get there. But if you think about it, like you come to training and then you're just doing 1-touch. There's amazing players, and yes, 1-touch is very important. You watch Barcelona, they're 1-touch, 2-touch everywhere. But here's the thing with those teams: when they're stuck, if they can't do the 1-touch, 2-touch, their players are so good, through training, through practicing, and maybe through some natural talent. But natural talent, you can evolve that into being even way better by practicing. Because everybody gets, if you look at it, like, everyone in Barcelona has the same facilities, and not everyone is Messi, right? But they're all good, and they're still top level. So you can create them. And when you have an hour training session, you do your warm up or whatever introduction games, which is basically when you come in. It's a new way of saying warm up, but you maybe play a game like football, tennis, or something. So when you actually get to the training session, and it's like 1-touch, and you can't argue with the teams, because if they're doing 1-touch and stuff like this, and they're like beasting their league, then it's hard to argue. But you're not developing the situation when they finally come up against teams that okay, so if they sit back or come towards you, So if you do one touch, people force you into mistakes. There's no way you're playing one. No team plays one touch properly. They do one touch, two touch, one touch, and then some magic to unlock it. Most of the time, that's why, like, when you saw the Argentina goal ages ago, it went through like the whole team. It's really rare that it's like one touch. If you look at Man City now, they're like one touch, two touch, one touch, and then they get to the wing where the guy dribbles a bit, and then they like kind of they pass to pull your defenses away, but they don't always pass it. Sometimes they'll do fake passes where, and they'll kind of try to control you. But you need to be able to, like, coaches need to be able to set up their team so that when the team that they're playing sits deep or presses really high or even really tough to beat, that you can try to unlock them defenses. Because the way I look at it is this: England had a very good team of the golden generations. They were amazing. I'm pretty sure all of you went to their one-touch training sessions, and it's kind of like not the blind leading the blind or whatever it's called, but it's kind of like when you watch the training sessions, you're like, this is amazing. Everyone is doing this stuff. But so when you do another training session that looks slower, so my one looks worse. But in actual fact, right, it's not worse. It's me trying to set players up for the future, because you're going to get passed. You're going to get a ball passed to you, and you're going to be in a tricky situation. And you need to be able to sidestep that player. You need to be able to lean in one direction, go the other direction, or lean in one direction, go the other direction, because you know that the lean set it up, but he knows that the lean set it up, so he's already, and then you just go like the Neymar stuff. See, this is the intricacy of it's a strategy game in the end of the day. So like if you look at like Neymar, he's so good. I know he drops on the floor and stuff like that a little bit too much for what people think they do, a little bit too much, and there's stats to prove it. But that's not taking away that guy is an amazing player, and apart from the money that PSG got him, they definitely bought him for his skills as well, and it proves it. He won a lot of leagues, and caused teams even problems in the Champions League, and does play well for Brazil when he does play. It's not his fault that the Brazilian team is not all his standard, right? Because the one time he didn't play, they lost big time, right? So it's just, I think that, and if you think about it, the FA says play it, like, do training sessions like some things that look like a game scenario, right? But one touch football is not game scenario. If I get the ball into the goal, right, and there's a guy in front of me, and I can't beat him by one touch, or I can't shoot, then I have to take 2 or 3 touches to get around him, or hold the ball to pass it to someone who's running on, or lots of different scenarios, right? Or do a flick or whatever, right? So here's the thing: how is that game scenario training? That's just, for me, that's just waffle training. Like if you pass the guy to the ball and I'm near the goal and I'm not allowed to take one touch, that's it looks good in the training session because it's fast paced. You come up against another team and the guy he's got the ability, but because you've coached the ability out of the player, basically, where just because your team plays in England, a lot of things like fast paced, but a lot of times you see these top teams and was it Manchester United has been playing amazing football, right? And then they go to PSG, who move the ball great, but they don't play super fast football, and they don't get a result because it's all good trying to rush teams that are weaker, but it doesn't work all the time against top teams. And I think if any young coaches, this is my opinion, I could be totally wrong, but any young coaches need to understand that they're not coaching for just now. They're coaching for the players to be good in the future. They're coaching for, you're coaching and you're getting some experience. And if your experience is always the kind of same thing where you're getting them up to a level, but then it's not like the PSG Real Madrid level where, if anybody says all the top teams, yes, they can pass and move the ball, they can do 1-2 touch football, but they don't 100%. They do not. They're not known for not sick players, which means if you ask everybody that loves football, the top teams, everybody, Cavani, Marcelo, you can name, Messi, Ronaldo, you can name them all. And what have they got? They've got that 1-2 touch football, but they got skills. They got the technique to go past players. And I'm telling you that there's too much of it in training that they don't allow that. They don't, don't use your outside of the foot. It's not don't use your outside of the foot. Make sure if you pass that your body shape is in a way that you're not off balance, or you can get you know what I'm saying? People are teaching the wrong thing. They mistake don't use your outside of the foot to don't use your outside of the foot. It's not don't use your outside of the foot to pass. Is your body, make sure your body shape is in the correct thing, that your pass actually gets there and you're not off balance and you don't mispass the ball, the majority of the time. That's the kind of thing that is really misunderstood. I know I'm rambling through the whole thing, and I will definitely make a better video next time. But my point is this. Too much emphasis in football trainings is based upon 1 touch and 2 touch. Ronaldinho, Neymar, although being amazing at these things, have other things. And I know most coaches, you guys see the players only once a week, but still, it takes 10 minutes, ball mastery, and that's it. Okay, so this is my opinion. Hopefully I got a job at the end of it, but still have a job at the end of it. But I believe that you can out of a training session, you can take 10 minutes to work on it, and I don't see it enough. Dribbling through cones ain't gonna do nothing. No, that's not true. You keep practicing, you get better. And when you get into a tough situation, trying to break down other teams, your players can hold on to the ball a little bit longer. When those quick passes don't make, how many times have you seen a game where they just can't make the final pass? It's because of the way they train. They're forced, you must make the pass now. They're not patient enough. And it's because a lot of it's maybe there's the pressure of the coach shouting, the players now, pass it. But when it's not the correct time, it's not the correct pass, but 1 touch, 2 touch, you're forced to all the time. You're forced to all the time pass it at that moment. And it's sometimes the wrong pass. The guy can't get in the end of it. You're off balance and you have to be. And when you practice something and it's wrong, you're going to do it in games. So my point is, it's not that 1 touch, 2 touch is a mistake, because I do that in the games, in the training sessions, but too much emphasis. That's it. So I don't know what you think, guys. My name is Coach Technique, and if you like this video of a coach talking about football, a low coach, not high but low, that does want to do well, that I want to do well, so subscribe, and I will make a video every day. We talk about different type of training sessions. Who knows, maybe in 5 years or 2 years I'll change my viewpoint. So have a nice day, guys. I'm out. Bye.